You know, they call them the dulls, but they're anything but. We we're on Tradle right off the bat today. I will say I've been incepted a little bit. Multiple people tweeted me or typed it in chat that today's Globula is crazy hard. So I already know that Globula is gonna be tough, but we'll figure it out, or we'll try to figure it out at least. Okay. Let me see here. We got gold, $2 billion worth of gold. We've got coffee, which tends to be at the equator. So I'm definitely thinking like we're in South America or Africa. Coated flat rolled iron, cocoa beans, raw sugar, fish, dried, salted, smoked, or brined, concentrated milk, seed oils, hair products. $4 billion. You know me. I always start like, if I'm going into Africa, I always start with Uganda. Okay. He's crazy. I wouldn't act like, I mean, that was simply a weighted guess. I don't think there was that much skill involved in that one. But we'll take it. That's a pretty good one. The sight read Tradle. If you watched enough of the dulls, I only guess like 7 African countries. I always try like Mali. I always try Morocco. I always try Lesotho, Eswatini, Uganda, and Kenya. And that's like basically it. Okay, well, we already made it to Globula, which apparently is super hard today. Globula? I mean, you could start me in Uganda. It's quite far from Uganda, 4,000 kilometers. Because people told me it's hard today, normally I would be like, let's go up here. But I'm thinking that maybe 4,000 kilometers. Is it possible? And if it's not this, then I have no idea what it is. Is it possible it's Mauritius? That would just be like a... Mauritius is colder. Okay. Now I'm in trouble. 4,000 kilometers this way, maybe? Could it be Cape Verde? Cape Verde is warmer, but it's still 4,000 kilometers away. Could it be an island close to Antarctica? Because, like, no country in here, you wouldn't expect it to be that hard unless it was like Liechtenstein. Which I probably spelled wrong. Liechtenstein is warmer. Okay, it actually is in Central Europe. 410 kilometers from Liechtenstein. How about a Slovenia? Slovenia is warmer still. It's 190 kilometers from Slovenia. And it's got to be, we would expect it to be a hard country. Or maybe it was World that was hard today. 190 kilometers, if it's like this way, might put us down around north. You know what? Give me Kosovo. Kosovo's cooler. My mistake. And it's further away than Liechtenstein. So it's probably up here then. Could be like, no, you know what? It could be San Marino. That would be another strange guess. The mystery country is San Marino. Okay. Because people told me it was going to be harder today, we probably got it in less guesses than we would have otherwise. Because we were primed to know that it was not going to be like Italy or Germany or anything like that. But I'll take it. Fewer, please. We don't do that here. I know this country. Worldle is just a game about hitting F5 until I see an ad that I don't mind putting on the screen. I don't know why. I searched Tanner Pearson's hand injury, and now I'm getting ads for like heat therapy for fibromyalgia. Like, this should be so obvious, I think, but I'm like embarrassed that this is not coming to mind right off the bat. I think it might be Vietnam. It's not Vietnam. It's to the northeast of Vietnam. Am I crazy to think that this could be North Korea? It is North Korea. Okay. Well, that was easy enough. Because I was like, it resembles South Korea. But whenever I think of South Korea, I'm always like, it kind of looks like a chicken nugget. But I guess like a lot of countries kind of look like a chicken nugget if you take away their borders. Play the bonus? Bro, North Korea borders like 2 countries, right? South Korea and China. Three countries? Who's the third one? Russia? Oh, I didn't know. I had no idea. Box office game. This one looks tough. April 19th, 1991. North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe. So true, so true. Okay, Warner Brothers. Listen, I'm going to know both of these movies. Look at this. Back in the day, this was like Top Gun Maverick is the only movie to do this in the last 10 years. This shit was in theaters for 6 months. It's crazy. I will know these movies. I may know these movies. Let's start at the bottom. We got Kevin Costner, Orion Pictures, 1991 beloved movie, Field of Dreams. I thought for sure that was going to be it. It's not Waterworld. It's too early for Waterworld. Genre? Western. Oh, fuck. I don't know it. I might be able to conjure it. Let's try the other one. Jodie Foster. That would be The Silence of the Lambs. That's a big one. Okay. Now let's go back to the top. Warner Brothers. Actor Steven Seagal. It's Under Siege. You know what? I think I know the genre. Let's get the tagline. He's a cop. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to take out the garbage. I can't even think of like another Steven Seagal movie. It says like Half Past Dead or something like that. Someone's got to take out the garbage. Gino Felino is a New York police department detective from Brooklyn who knows everyone and everything in his neighborhood. Killing his partner was someone's big mistake, because now he's out for revenge. Out for justice. Okay, I've never heard of this movie before in my life, but just like the plot at least allowed us to... We got the check mark. We didn't get any points, but we got the check mark at least. Columbia Pictures $6 million opening with Demi Moore. Could this be Striptease? G.I. Jane is Too Late. Give me a genre. Mystery, thriller, drama. Is it Indecent Exposure? Indecent Proposal. Indecent Exposure is a crime. Glenn Headley. Something terrible happened that night. Something everyone wanted to talk about. Something no one was telling the truth about. It's Dangerous Liaisons. Reveal all hints. A loathsome man ends up dead, but it's not clear who's to blame. If ever a person got what he deserved, it's James Urbanski, an abusive drunk who steals from his wife Joyce and promises her close friend Cynthia Kellogg that she'll be the next target of his rage. At a group outing, James bleeds to death after someone cuts his throat, but because he's such a terrible human being, police aren't sure which of his acquaintances decided to kill him. I have no idea. I give up. Mortal Thoughts. I've never heard of it in my entire life. Fair enough. You got that one. No hint was going to get us there. New Line Cinema. Made a decent amount of money. Stars Paige Turco in a science fiction adventure action comedy family. Who the hell is Paige Turco, dude? Tagline. Cowabunga! It's a new turtle movie! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. Let's go! Dude, the tagline is crazy. Finally, some real cinema. This is really hard, man. I don't know the name of this Kevin Costner Western, man. I'm just going to be honest. Wounded Civil War soldier John Dunbar tries to commit suicide. I can't read and becomes a hero instead. Oh, is this just Dances with Wolves? I'm stupid. Okay, I'm in the 13th percentile on that one. That's fair. I mean, it did win Best Picture in 1991. That one kind of left it on the table. 24 weeks in cinema. How are people so good? I mean, I think the play box office game, you got to be like a little bit of a cinema psycho to begin with. Yo, dude, I love today's Cine 2 Nerdle already. You know why? Because it has Can You Milk Me? Can You Milk Me? Ben Stiller. I see Little Miss Sunshine, Toni Collette, and Ari Aster is maybe the connection there. But first, Ari Aster is definitely the connection there, because that's Hereditary. And this is Little Miss Sunshine with a dysfunctional family. And then Eternal Sunshine with Jim Carrey. And, I mean, that's the fastest we've ever solved the puzzle. I don't even know what the other movies are just yet. Something peculiar, Miss Peregrine's House for Peculiar Children or something. Dysfunctional family. Excuse me, I don't know if I would describe the parents from Meet the Parents as dysfunctional. I mean, they got some, they're a little quirked up, but like the family's doing okay. Jack had a government job with a pension. They live in a nice house. I mean, that seems pretty functional in the modern day. Pretty good, Fokker. I used to be able to do De Niro mouth. Pretty good, Fokker. Something like that. You were in the circle of trust, Fokker. Little Miss Sunshine, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Hereditary, and Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Ain't seen that one. That was a good one, though. I mean, that was a gimme. There's like some of my favorite movies in there, especially Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Yo, I'm going to know this, dude. I might not know it on the first one, but I'm going to know this one. Like, that barrel is so obvious to me. I mean, this looks so Borderlandsy. Metacritic score of 91. You know what this is? This is Life is Strange 1. No, look at that. This is not Life is Strange 1. This is Borderlands 2. Yeah, okay. It did look like Telltale for a second, though. This is like the establishing shot before Kenny is like, "Don't murder my son," and you're like, "I'm sorry, Kenny." I saw a little Telltale in there. I think I know the Guess the Game today, or the Gamedle today too. I think this is like this is like Resident Evil 5. Wrong. This is The Evil Within 1. Wrong. This is like Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I mean, listen, I'm only familiar with the first book, okay? And then there's no fucking whatever this is. There's no Demogorgons in the first one. So maybe they're inside of the Chamber of Secrets. Okay, maybe this is a prisoner of Azkaban. Who let him out? It is. That's Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. She'd be like, "What? Who let the Prisoner of Azkaban out?" Ron Weasley. Whatever happened to that guy? That's not even the Prisoner of Azkaban? That's a Dementor? The Dementors own Azkaban? I don't even know what a Dementor is, quite frankly. I don't know what a Horcrux is. I don't know what a Dementor is. I know the Sorting Hat. I know Dumbledore. I know Tom Riddle. This is a fighting game. This is Clay Fighter 64. I don't know. Skip me on the first one. Space Station 13. Skip me on this one. I just genuinely, I have nothing. I got nothing on this one. This is a Ratchet and Clank game. It's probably a crack in time. You're going to tell me that's not Ratchet? Is Blinks the Time Sweeper? I have no idea. Skip me again. I know I've only got a few lives left, but it is a Ratchet and Clank game. A Rift Apart is my last life. Ratchet and Clank. I mean, this looks like Ratchet and Clank Future, and we already did a crack in time, so let's guess this is Tools. It's up your arsenal. Clank's literally in the middle. That's Clank? I know this is Ratchet. I thought Clank was like a backpack or something. He is a backpack? Well, why is he not on his back then? Thank you. Okay, and now it always sucks to have no momentum for phase 3 here because the third one and guess the game is always impossible. This requires more mental throughput than any human being on Earth is capable of outputting. Unless it's Dark Souls 2. Or as Ozzy Osbourne would say, Dark Souls I. Okay, relevant information. We got this perfect. It is a single player and multiplayer and co-op game. Very relevant. It's later than 2014. Probably came out on the PC and then maybe modern consoles. It's not third person. Could be first person. Give me Borderlands 3. Oh! Literally, I was like, okay, Borderlands 2 we just had. But Borderlands 2, I remember, came out in 2012 because that's when I still solicited media codes because I had a chip on my shoulder. Now I'm like, who's got the time? And I thought, because it's not third person, maybe first person's a way to go. And we got there. I think that's the only way you can get Gamedle, is to just get a miracle snipe shot like that. Because, like, this, if you get the saga, you win full stop. But to get this is, like, borderline impossible. This is, like, 1 out of 10 helpful. This is, like, 6 out of 10 helpful. But there's a staggering amount of publishers and squares and developers out there. Hey, Crack Dota, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. I honestly, engine is also completely impossible to glean too much information off, unless it's like, you know, the Frostbite engine. This is nearly useless. Very useful, potentially useful, potentially useful. So I think we just got really lucky. I'll take it. Give me Daily Tomato Movie Trivia. It's a comedy from 1982. I'm really having speaking trouble today. It's 5 words, and it's well-liked. Give me next clue. Here is a portrait of modern high school life that speaks lightly but truly to the fears and trials of post-Watergate teens. Oh, our life is so hard in 1982. The president did something immoral. Oh, people wouldn't understand what it's like to live in fast times at Ridgemont High. Easiest game of my life. Post-Watergate teens? Bro, you weren't in D.C. That's stolen valor. You're not Woodward and Bernstein. People were literally just stupider back in the day. Like, why would you do this? I just genuinely don't understand why you would do this. I mean, you ever see those like those crazy accounts on Twitter where like it's always like a marble statue talking about how life was better, you know, back when cholera was running rampant, and now that we have modern medicine, like kids just look at their phones too much and don't even make breast milk ice cream. There was one that got somehow leaked onto my For You page, and it was like, modern men, what's stopping you from doing this? And it was a bunch of people building the Empire State Building, and the dudes were walking on girders like 300 feet above the street with no harnesses or anything. What's stopping me from doing that? I'm actually smarter than they are. I'm sorry. No, it's not OSHA. Even if OSHA didn't exist, as soon as they were like, get up on the girder, I'd be like, my ass is gone. I'm gonna fall. My intelligence is stopping me from getting up on a girder as wide as my foot, 300 feet in the sky. You could not catch me doing this shit, especially in heels. Like, what is she thinking? It's nuts. This is not a practical effect, man. You think what, just somebody drew this in the background? Maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, this kind of hat is like straight out of the 1920s. Give me a 25. Boom. We take those. Mr. Snood, Canada mentioned. This is like an Ontario water park. I'm going to say that this is circa like the year 2000. It might be a little earlier, but I'm going to go 2000. 2001. Oh, baby. When was the back seat invented? Look at, they're so scared. This thing's probably going like, it's going like 8 kilometers an hour. And they're like, ah! Ah! Anyway, is he helping? Like, what's going on with this thing? Regardless, the license plate says 1924. So I don't have a great reason not to put it in 1924. Holy cow. Now, men, what's stopping you from looking like this? What's stopping you from looking like Josh Brolin just got back from the bocce ball championships? Look at this. Look, even all the guys are going, whoa! A man in shorts? They got this dude wearing capris. Everybody else is like, I'm wearing a suit and a hat. This guy's like, I got a damn capris on. Holy. I'm going to say this is the 1920s as well. You say this is 1925. 1930, okay. He was probably jamming with those ladies who were dancing on the Empire State Building. Okay, this is the Mueller depositions. Must have taken place in like 2019. Okay, he's crazy. We got 4488 today. He's nutty. That was a really good chrono photo today. We're already on Housel. I mean, we've been kind of killing it today. This looks like California to me. It's a nice house, man. I mean, anytime you see a front door like this, you know you're dealing with like some Ali Wong and beef sort of. I mean, minimum, we're talking 3.25 on this bad boy right here. Minimum. That's too low. Okay. Never mind. It's in Arizona. Okay. Can I just say this is without, I don't want to do the chair list all over again. Maybe my least favorite style of chair of all time. The chair where they make the chair into a ghost. So when you sit on it, like there's too much tension on the cover. So it always feels like you're about to like rip the fabric on the chair so you can never be comfortable. I do not like these chairs. Otherwise, the interior design I don't mind, but I don't really like these chairs personally. I'm going to give this, let's take it up to 4.25. I mean, it's something about this game is just math, but you gotta at least like try. Otherwise, that's why other streamers struggle to be entertaining, is because they can't turn off the min-max brain. That's like, well, why would I even look at this stuff and try to reason out a guess? That is 3.8, 3.6, 4.1. Nah, dude, like you gotta try to. You're playing a game. The game's not about just, getting the right answer. It's about the journey, not just the destination. It's 4,700 square feet. Let me get a $900 a square foot and then pop me around 3.7 million. Boom. It's that easy. QED. Time guesser. You are now entering free dairy. You can't see this sign. It says Brandywell and it says Craig Avon Bridge. Free dairy. Always remember playing Europa Universalis, and there's a province in England called Derby. I don't know how to find it. I don't know how to go to the provincial map. All the YouTube comments shake my head. I can't believe they called it Derby yet again. It's actually Derby. It's actually Derby. Drives me crazy. But I don't know if this is England. Of just this dairy has reminded me of Derby v. Derby. You are now entering free Derry. Does this say Yodik dickhead? Yodik is a dickhead? Yodik is Eddie is a dickhead? Is that what it is? Eddie is a dickhead? Incredible. Even in the ancient times, the graffiti has not changed. Honestly, I have no idea. I'm just going to put us... I mean, this doesn't look like... This looks like the early 90s. I'll put us like... Let me go 87 and put me in Birmingham. I'm at a loss for the geography. It was 1990. Oh, it was at Northern Ireland. Okay, that makes sense. 86-46 is still a pretty good score, though. Okay. I believe this is... It's the Polish flag? Maybe not. Maybe it's just campus security? Because it seems like this is maybe like a Vietnam War protest. Campus complicity with the war? I mean, listen, I don't know exactly where this is. But I'm going to guess this is a protest for the Vietnam War in 1970. If I had to associate an American university with protesting, maybe this is not, it's too contemporary, but I would definitely say that it's Berkeley. So with nothing else to bet on, I'll also admit I don't really know where Berkeley is, but somewhere in this region. It's the Pentagon. We were pretty close on the year. Well, if they'd shown me it from above, I probably could have figured it out. But I'm still content on the year. I mean, these are some serious cameras. So just because this is crystal clear, I don't think that means it was taken like last year. My guess would be that this is from the eruption or like soon after of that Icelandic volcano in like 2011. I'll just admit I don't know where that volcano is. So I'll just pop us down like right here and right here. Make a guess. You were 1 year off. It's correct. Photographers scrambling to capture the 2010 Eyjafjalla Yokel eruption. You know what's crazy about this? I had no concept. I have been to Hella, and it's again, it's a Derby Derby thing. It's pronounced Hella, even though it's spelled Hekla. I had no idea that the Eyjafjalla Yokel volcano was like it was right there. Can't you hear me yell? Tax stockholders $25 million. U.S. government liable. Name was Bank of U.S. Okay, we demand 100 cents on the... Okay, so this is the panic of... There was a bank panic that was a huge deal that was then dwarfed in history by the Great Depression. I don't think this is the Great Depression. I think this is the bank run before the Great Depression, is my guess at least. So I'm going to guess that this is like Wall Street. I don't precisely know where Wall Street is. It's probably on the map as we speak. I'm just going to put us at the Museum of Ice Cream. I'm going to say this is... Maybe this is literally just the Great Depression and I'm overthinking it. But was the Great Depression... I mean, I should be asking myself this. Was it caused by or catalyzed by bank insolvency? I guess I don't really know the cause that led to the Great Depression. I don't know. Listen, Occam's razor says this is 1928 in New York. So we go 19, okay, it's 1931 in New York. I was going to go back to like 1910, but anyway. Do you know I forget when I think it was like the Panic of 1912 or something like that. You know how J.P. Morgan tried to stop a run on the bank by telling his cashiers to count out the money as slow as possible? So people were all panicking and they're like, the bank's going to be insolvent. We've all got to line up and take our money out. J.P. Morgan said, all right, give it. They want like, you know, their life savings. Give it to them in ones and count it out like. It's crazy. It's the same thing they do with Canadian Tire money. True, though. That's true. Are you telling me my money's not safe in Canadian Tire? I got to make a call. This is, I mean, you got to assume that this is the meeting of the cardinals in Vatican City. Just based on the film grain, I'm going to assume that this is around when they were trying to find a successor for Pope John Paul II. Pope John Paul II died in like 2003 or 2004, I think. That was 1964. That's a hell of a camera for 1964, dude. Holy cow. Did someone send an iPhone back to 1964? I guess I should have looked at the cars. That's true. The cars are very 1960s, but I don't know what the hell goes on inside of Vatican City. I didn't even know they were allowed to drive in there. 37,840 is not too bad, though. And we've still got listed.fun. Listed.fun. Sold last week in Arizona, I'm guessing. How much of Arizona's economy is real estate? It seems like every time we get a house in these games, it's in Arizona. I don't know for a fact this is in Arizona, but it looks Arizonan. Also kind of looks like a California pizza kitchen, but okay. I mean, I don't have a great guess right off the bat. I'm just going to start the bidding at $425,000. Let's get some more information about it. It's in Arizona. We're going to go lower than this. Does like the world's tallest man with the world's tallest truck live here? Like, I'm not trying to be a hater, but like, what is this vestibule? It just seems like such a waste of space for me. Like, why don't you just wall this off, put a door on it, and then you got a space for like a mudroom or something like that? It's a nether portal. Oh, dude. One flint and steel and oh, you're off to the races. That's a +2 for chat for sure. The heck is a mudroom? Mudroom is like when you come into your house, you got like a little space where you can take off your shoes and take off your coat and like put it on a coat hanger, and then you walk into like your real house. We don't have a mudroom, but I would love a mudroom, honestly. It's called a foyer? No. A foyer is when you walk into the house and there's a mat and then the ceiling opens up to like 30 feet high and then there's like a $75,000 chandelier and then the owner of the house walks down a spiral staircase and says, glad you could make it or something like that. Thanks for coming. That's a foyer. A mudroom is when you've been out in the fucking rain at the park with your kid and you come inside. And before you take a step, your wife is like, take off your shoes, take off your coats, take off your shoes. That's the difference between a foyer and a mudroom, okay? Anyway. 350. I'm not going that low. I'm sticking to my guns and I'm going 380,000. It's a single family home. Yeah, I have eyes. Well, I'm going 345,000. I'm not going too much lower. 3 beds, 2 baths. Is it like this is like an illusion and this is the house? Single family home of zombie pigmen. Okay, take me down to 300. Okay, it was sold for 300,000. Holy cow! They like 2x'd in 2 years. Whoo! It did take 6 months to sell, but still. Jeez Louise. You got this place for 200 grand? That's nuts, man. It looks nice. I mean, I actually have not seen the house. I've only seen that they have an enormous garage. Was 1,400 square feet? That's like fucked up. Because the garage is huge. It's like a 2-truck garage. Are they counting the garage in the space? Is this just a place for your car to live? I don't know, it's just wild. The garage does not count. I mean, the garage, I haven't seen it with the door open. The shit looks like 15 feet wide. You gotta assume it's at least, it's probably like longer than it is wide. The garage is like, like 500 square feet itself. It's a normal 2-car garage. Not where I'm from. Maybe in Arizona. 2-car garage in Vancouver is big enough for like a Fiat 500 and a bicycle. Even if you got a second bicycle, you have to mount it on like pegs on the wall. I mean, I'm also kind of losing it. Could you DM me the listing, please? I'm losing it because, like, that's a garage for trucks. The house sold for $300,000. Isn't like a Dodge Ram 1500 like 85,000 US by itself? 85,000 plus? It's like the shit in the garage is worth more than the house. You'd rather drive your house than sleep in your car. Anyway, those are the dulls. Slash marker.